Domestication reduces everything to its minimally viable version. It optimizes for efficiency and production. Now, some of you might say that that's capitalism. But capitalism is just a branch off the domesticated tree as far as I'm concerned. Think about the most domesticated crops. You have corn, rice, and wheat. So we took wild grasses that were diverse, resilient, and nutrient dense, and we stripped them down to just yield. Corn became high fructose corn syrup. Wild rice became a polished, almost translucent grain. And wheat became bleached white powder. So we went from complex nutrient profiles to just a macro. In the process of domesticating these plants, we end up domesticating ourselves. The same process that stripped the fiber from wheat stripped resilience from the human body. It's the same process that selected corn for sweetness that selected humans for compliance. Domestication always optimizes for the system, not the organism that it's domesticating. A wild organism is sovereign. It can feed itself, right? It can regulate, adapt. It's shaped by the terrain, season, and resistance. A domesticated organism is dependent. It survives through management. It requires inputs, protection, oversight. I mean, look at our jaws. Every generation, they get more and more narrow because now we're not required to chew food. Look at our feet. They're compressed into these tight spaces because of the shoes we wear, so we lose strength and display ability. Look at our microbiome. We're reducing the amount of organisms that are in our microbiome because of the foods that we eat and the environment that we live in. So we go from biodiversity to monoculture. And just like the refined flour, we became refined, but easier to store, easier to move, easier to manage. In conclusion, less wild. When you reduce food to calories and protein, here's what you lose: micronutrients, enzymes, phytochemicals, microbes. When you reduce humans to workers and consumers, you lose instinct, resilience, sovereignty, all the traits that make people people. The pattern is the same. Same way you monocrop a field, you can monocrop a mind. The same way you make crops uniform, you can make people uniform. And just like a monocrop is vulnerable to a single fungus, a homogenized population is vulnerable to a single infliction of the mind, a single narrative. This conversation isn't about rejecting civilization. It's about recognizing what domestication does over time. It makes things predictable, it makes things efficient, it makes things profitable, but it also makes them fragile. How far from wild have we drifted? And how much of ourselves are we willing to reclaim? Because just like feral animals can rewild, we can too. Through what we eat, through how we move, and through how we think. Wild is not a trend, guys. It's the original design. Stay balanced.